Top of the morning, good afternoon, and good evening, coaches. Dermot Butterly here, the Erickson Business Building Specialist. Wanted to talk to you today about a thing that comes up a lot in coaching. Coaches always say to me, Dermot, how do I tell people about coaching? Like, what do I say? What's their language? How do I speak to them about coaching? It's like the person's from another planet. How do I speak their language? All right, let me share something with you that my coach Steve Chandler shared with me. I spent a few years training with Steve, with Michael Neal, with a bunch of really successful coaches on how to build a business. And here's a thing that they shared with me that I'm going to share with you. It's called sharing case stories instead of features and benefits. Now, usually when somebody says to a coach, "Oh, you're a coach." "Oh, well, what is that?" And the coach will invariably say something like, "Oh, well, coaching helps you to get a better life, and coaching helps you to create more meaning, and coaching helps you to get clear about your problems, and coaching helps you to solve your problems." Now, that's all fine and dandy, but that's not going to inspire someone to work with you. That's not going to inspire someone to go, "Oh, wow, really? Well, that's interesting. Can I work with you? Can I coach? Would you coach me?" And what I've found to works even better than sharing the benefits and the features of coaching is to share case stories. So let me give you an example. Last week, I had met a gentleman at the tire store. I was just getting some new tires for our car. And he said, "Oh, what do you do?" And I said, "I'm a life coach." And he said, "Oh, what's that?" Now, I could have told him, "Well, we do this and we do that. And we ask powerful questions and we listen deeply and we impact and change people's lives." I could have did all that, which would have been fine, but not very impactful. We learn, we get empowered, we get encouraged, we get inspired by stories. So I said, let me tell you the story of Sarah. Sarah was a client of mine, and she came to me for coaching, and she was struggling with a lot of anxiety in her life. She was very anxious, and so at work she got very anxious, and when she was home with her family, she was very anxious. And she came to me for coaching because she wanted to not be anxious. She wanted to be more peaceful in her body. She wanted to have a better life. There were things that Sarah wanted to do in her life that she hadn't done. And she was now 50, and there was things that she wanted to do, but she was too afraid to. And I worked with Sarah for 3 months. And at the end of that 3 months, Sarah had made a list of 10 things that she wanted to do in her life, and she had already done 5 of them by the end of the 3 months. Her anxiety had gone way down because Sarah decided to start learning meditation and yoga, and she started asking for help because she found that she was doing everything herself, and that was creating a lot of anxiety in her life. She learned to ask for help. She learned to ask for support. She learned to express her feelings to her husband and to her kids. She learned not to bottle everything up inside. And as a result, Sarah is a lot happier now. And so that's what coaching is. It helps people to have a better life. It helps people to get the best out of themselves and their lives. And that's all I said to the gentleman. I shared a story, a factual story about a client that I had. And now you may be just starting off in coaching, and you may not have a wealth of stories, but all you need is one. You just need one story. Yeah, I worked with this client. They wanted to build a business, and these are some of the things that they were struggling with. These are some of the things that they sorted out or solved, and it was a wonderful experience. And the man was so inspired by that story. He said, "Wow, He said, you know, I struggle with some of the things that you mentioned in that story. And then I said, well, if you're interested, I'd love to have a conversation with you, not now, but in the future. And I said, let me take out my calendar. I said, I'm free for conversation. I said, I got Mondays and Wednesdays between these times. What would work for you? Let's have a conversation and see if we can get some of this sorted. I'm not going to sell you anything or try to push coaching on you. Let's just talk about it. And if at the end of that session, you're good to go, wonderful. If you'd like to do some coaching, we can put something together for you. And that was it. It was very simple. And inspiring to the man to hear a case story. So when people ask you about coaching, share case stories. Don't share the features and benefits. Share case stories, or share one case story. And then ask the person, you know, if you have time, you can say, well, you know, what are you struggling with? What's something you'd like to solve in your life? What's something you'd like to experience in your life? What's something that you don't have that you would like to create in your life? Tell me about it. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Do not coach them in that moment. Get curious about why they would be even interested in coaching. Like if you were to do some coaching, how would that benefit your life? What would working with a coach, what do you think that would do for you? And get curious about them, because they might be interviewing you, but you're also interviewing them as a coach. Your time is important. Your time is valuable. So you're interviewing them as well as they're interviewing you. It's a two-way process. It's a partnership. Until the next time, think big, have fun, stay curious. Cheers, everyone.